Seoul, Korea. Welcome to the GSL. I am Tasteless, and with me is Artosis. I am certainly feeling a lot less jet-lagged today. How are you feeling?
I am feeling wonderful, Tasteless. I got enough sleep last night for the first time in a few days. I wasn't on an airplane. I'm a happy guy, man, and I am ready for these awesome matches we have here today.
It's going to be pretty exciting. We got at least 3 games with OGS. Ton of Zergs playing today. Should be pretty cool.
Oh, definitely. We have some of the best players in the round of 32, and great matchups all. We have MVP from Incredible Miracle.
Yeah.
Great team name. He just got top 8 in a Star League in StarCraft I, one of the highest ranked A-teamers to switch over as of yet.
Yeah. So
that's really exciting to finally get to see him play this round of 32 match against a much better opponent than his last one in OGS Zenio.
OGS Zenio, a very impressive Zerg player, but MVP has a big reputation from StarCraft I. Yeah. Very, very talented guy. Certainly somebody that we've seen a lot of if you followed any StarCraft I. I wouldn't say he's the best of the best, but he certainly has a big reputation behind him.
Definitely. And then we have other great matches such as Nesty, a.k.a. Zergbong, old school StarCraft I Pro.
Yeah.
He'll be going up against OGS MC. That's Jong Minchil. That's Iron from MBC Game. If you watch StarCraft I, another top level, StarCraft I pro gamer.
Everybody's
not
switching
as high
over
up as MVP, but yeah, excellent player. He's been destroying the OGS ranking leagues from what I've heard. So definitely someone to look out for in this tournament. And then we're going to have OGS The Wind, old school Zerg pro gamer, against Macca Prime. Everyone knows who Macca Prime is. And then Loner, Chinese champion, against Terrius.
Save the best for last. He did get second place at the BlizzCon. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's the match results for day number 2. As you can see, San Zenith got completely rifle stomped by Czech Prime. That was pretty painful to watch.
Match.
That was a bad match. Over here we have Linok against Nek Seoshin. Much better, a little bit of an action-packed slugfest. TvZ. OGS Nada completely dominated Park Jung-hyuk.
Yeah.
No shocker there. And finally, my nerd EG Hydra took on OGS Gone in a pretty entertaining series.
He nerded that kid.
He nerded that kid.
Nerded him right in the head with his fist.
He bodied that kid.
He bodied him.
That kid got deaded.
Bedded?
Deaded.
Oh, I thought you said he got bedded. I'm like, Hydra tucked him into bed. I'm
bringing over fighting game terms here. I learned some of those at BlizzCon from Gutag, so that kid got deaded. And I think in a minute here we're going to get today's lineup, which we already kind of talked about. Which matchup are you most excited to see today?
I think the MVP one, because not only is the winner very interesting to me, because the winner of MVP against Zenio goes up against Hydra, but I don't know. I haven't really seen MVP display his full skills yet in StarCraft II. I've heard a lot about him. We missed the cast of his round of 64 match, so I'm just excited to see that.
Now I'll just repeat it one more time. MVP against OGS Zenio, Nesty, formerly known as Zergbong, against OGS MC. Finally, OGS The Win, old school StarCraft I player against Macca Prime, and Loner against Tenuous Foul. To go off what you were saying earlier, I think I'm most excited to see Loner play today.
Oh, that's true, too.
Yeah.
Terrius actually took out a good Terran in the last round. I can't think off the top of my head. Hold on, I think I have it written down here.
He was a fairly aggressive
He took out Pol Prime, who was quite a good Terran player from last season. But so Terrius, obviously quite good at Zerg vs. Terran.
Yeah.
Loner, of course, just got second at BlizzCon. Total sick baller nerd. Can't wait to see Loner play.
It's going to be pretty cool. Let's talk a little bit more about this first matchup here. MVP against OGS Zenio. MVP on the team, I am Incredible Miracle. You got to distinguish that from the miracles that aren't actually that impressive at all. So, very exciting team name there.
Well said, Tasteless. Well said. So, yeah, MVP, he's got a ridiculously high elo. He had the highest in the world, I think, for a while. As did the player in our second match, Jung Min Cho. These A-teamers from StarCraft I, they really know how to grind.
Oh, no
You think
kidding.
other players know how to grind. These guys know how to grind, all right? They are used to being slaves to the game. So, definitely a great player with a huge ladder ranking. Cannot wait to see him show out his Terran vs. Zerg play against Zenio, who is, I've heard, doing very well in the ranking leagues in OGS.
Spunky speaks very highly of Zenio.
Yeah.
Very impressed with that player and his team. MVP, of course, I would have to say probably the favorite here.
Yeah, I'm going to
just because of his RTS history in StarCraft I. Now, we don't know. Maybe he's one of those guys that was more of a robot, more of a photocopy machine, and less of a creative player in StarCraft I. I mean, no, it's MVP, but I'm just saying, if he hasn't caught on to the metagame shifting quite quickly in StarCraft II, he could have a pretty tough time.
That is a very good point.
The game is being patched very rapidly. So I would say he's probably the favorite, but if I'm wrong and he loses, those are the reasons why. He hasn't been able to keep up the pace.
You're completely right, Tasteless. That's the one big weakness of new-aged StarCraft I pro gamers is they learned how to get that good by copying those who went before. They stood on the shoulders of giants, so to say.
Well said.
And MVP.
Emerson quotation there.
Oh, really?
No,
I made that up.
Ralph Waldo Emerson.
He stole it from me.
So,
give me his ID.
He's a noob. Who is that guy?
I'm going to message him. He's wrong.
So I honestly, what Artosis is saying is totally correct. Some of those new age StarCraft I pro gamers, they were in some senses carbon copies of versions of the people before them that actually figured out what was going on in the game.
And if you just copy instead of figure it out or learn it yourself, then in a lot of ways you're behind a little bit because you don't understand exactly why you're doing things. Over time, of course, you can learn that even if you just copy all the time, but that's a problem we see these players run into sometimes where they don't do as well as you would think they do.
Should be pretty cool to see these two guys duke it out.
Yeah.
OGS Zenio, we saw some pretty impressive games from him last season. I'm surprised he didn't get further, to be honest.
Well, last season Zerg was having a lot of problems. It seems like the game is balanced out a lot more right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that this should actually be a really great match. He's got a lot of good Terrans to practice against on that team, such as, of course, Ensnare, Hyperdub, TLO. And here we have him, MVP on the left. On the right with really cool new red hair.
I like that hair.
Zenio from OGS.
I had my hair that color for a while.
Yeah, so
I dig it.
Well, yours was actually a darker red.
I believe it was, yes. Well, I've done all sorts of colors. I've gone through the Crayola box.
I totally do like his hair, though.
I like that, though. I like that self-expression going on here. I am MVP. I believe that's his team jersey there.
I'm not sure.
I haven't seen the I am team jersey.
I don't know if they have one yet because it looks like a Terran symbol. If that's part of their jersey, I don't know. What about the Zerg and Protoss?
What about this? It's a very exclusive
no, we're a Terran clan. You guys aren't Zerg or Protoss. It's like a team of just Terrans. That'd be so smart. So anyways, he took out Sound in the first round, and Jockg being taken out by Zenio in the first round. And I believe we missed both those while we were in BlizzCon.
We did.
Yeah. The winner of this, of course, goes on to face Idra, so it's going to be a tough match. Idra said he'd rather face MVP, even though he believes MVP is more than likely the better player here, which I'm going to have to agree with.
Well, he said that he was better at Zerg versus Terran.
Yes.
Feels more comfortable in that. And, TvZ as a mirror matchup is, I think, a little bit less stable.
Yeah, it's
some of these other
a lot of weird stuff can happen in that matchup, and there's more variation, I'd say, than in a really high-level ZVT. Idra knows his weaknesses in ZVT, so he just has to watch out, especially for things that hit those. But anyways, the match after this will be great, whether it's Zenio versus Idra or MVP versus Idra, but right now, we're in this matchup, and I think this will be great as well. Now, let's take a look at the maps that we are going to be seeing this match on. First map, Jungle Basin. Then Metalopolis, followed by Lost Temple. Really interesting map for Jungle Basin, still reserving some judgment on. The third base can be quite hard to take. We saw several ZVTs on that map so far. And then Metalopolis, of course, a good map for any matchup. Zerg especially like it because it's pretty long.
I still think it's the best map, actually. And, of course, our last map is going to be Lost Temple.
Yeah, that can be hard against tank drops specifically. If you really execute a fast tank drop well, it's, as far as we can tell, almost impossible to hold that.
And what is that? Is that is it the housing papers or something like that? I don't know what that was.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that. But I'm sure it was funny if you knew what it was.
Yeah, I bet it was very clever.
We missed that. I saw that preview screen at the last second. So, anyways, OGS, obviously we know they have a very tight-knit group of guys that train really hard together. We don't know what the training practices are for IM just yet. Yeah,
but with someone like MVP on the team, I bet you that it is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, I'm sure he's playing as much as any OGS member. And
sure.
In fact, by the games that you can see even on his ladder account, you can tell this guy is playing a lot because he also has to be training with practice partners. You don't just train on the ladder normally.
Yeah.
So both these players extremely ready for this. And I'm very interested to see Zenio's style now. I didn't really care for his style during the beta. He's gotten a lot better since release. And I want to see, is he going to go for something decisive, or is he going to play more of a reactionary macro-type style Zerg? I don't know.
It's going to be tough to say. I think Zerg, it's a little bit different from StarCraft I. I think Zerg don't get to dictate the matchup as much as they did in StarCraft I.
StarCraft I, you could... Oh, it looks like we're about to start the game.
Get this started, so get ready for some ZVT action here at the GSL. First game, first round, should be pretty awesome. OGS Zenio versus MVP from the team I Am Incredible Miracles. He might need an incredible miracle, though, to take out a player like OGS Zenio. Up here in the red at the top left, we got our Terran player.
Say that as if you're bored already, Tasteless.
I am MVP.
down here at the bottom of it.
Down here in the blue.
Well, shucks, guys, down here in this corner, in the blue, our Zerg player. Very talented. His name is?
OGS Zenio.
So every day I get closer and closer to sounding like the woman in the emphysema commercial.
That's right. It sounds a lot better today, Tasteless.
Yeah, I think it does. Well, it feels a lot better.
Yeah. That's what some
Still
good rest
sounds
can
hoarse,
do for
but
you.
yeah.
Sleeping on an airplane, not so much.
Air on the airplane, not so good for the throat.
No. Well, you know, as we were talking about before, I think it's good to maybe fill that in. In StarCraft 1, yeah, Zerg could play a very reactive style if they wanted.
Yeah.
For instance, just talking about ZVT specifically, because that's our matchup here, they could go 3 hatchery and go Mutalisks and just kind of control what's going on. You know, harass a little bit with the mutas and all that. But overall, it played out kind of like StarCraft 2. But they also had the opportunity to do something like a 2 hatchery Mutalisk, where they just constantly put on pressure and dictate what's going on by how many Mutalisks they make, when they expand, and stuff like that. So, in this game, right now, the control style is definitely the stronger style overall, but that does not mean that some people do not play the other style, so we'll have to see what Zenio does like.
Yeah, that's very true. This map suffers, I wouldn't say from the same problem, but from the same burden as some of these other maps we've seen, in that the players do get stuck to basing quite often.
And we see that drone set down at the expansion for quite a while to make that hatchery. And he may have been leaving it there just in case an SCV came in to build an engineering bay. That does happen occasionally from time to time.
Yeah.
But I think more likely he just sent it down a little bit early. That's one thing as a Zerg player, you should figure out what mineral count you should send your Zerg drone down to make the hatchery at, so that you don't lose mining time. It's actually very much
having everything synced up. Think of it like playing a song on a piano. You want to have all the notes coming out at the right time. It's not just about hitting all the right keys in the right order. It's about you know, keeping that tempo up.
And for all the aspiring Zerg players, oh, look at this, the drone not going to make it out.
Taken out.
But as what we were just saying, for you aspiring Zerg players out there that are a little bit lazy, on most maps you generally send the drone down right as you reach 200 minerals. You send him towards the expansion. You'll have 300 when he gets there. So some free info for you there.
Free info. Unless you bought the premium service, then it was only, what, very cheap, 20 bucks?
Yeah.
Note that he did not see the tech lab here with that drone, so he's in the dark.
He definitely does know that there's going to be some sort of add-on, though, as the barracks is flying. I like this opening, Tasteless. He's going for a Reaper expansion build.
Smart.
Yeah, the Reaper's going to be able to maybe harass a little bit, definitely scout a lot of it, and in the meantime gets up that expansion with a safe wall in. Everything MVP has done here points towards a macro-based game that he wants to go into.
Double queens on the way. Interesting queen timing. He can do that not having to get the queens out from one hatch back to back because he didn't pull right away. Got that hatchery out.
Yeah.
He's going to, of course, larva inject very sooner. Actually, no, he's going to quick tumor, rather.
I really like
larva
that.
Inject.
When you go hatchery first, if you decide to get 2 queens, you can't spend the money from all the larvas you can make. You absolutely can't. You just have a ton of larvas sitting around. Much better throw down a creep tumor or 2 when it first happens. Now we have this Reaper going down into the Zerg base, and he's got a queen there, so probably not a lot of damage going to occur. Losing 1 Zergling.
He can at least control this midsection here, this area right here, and deny drones from being transferred.
That's right. Now we see Roach Warren.
Over right here.
And just non-stop press.
It's like in the center of my screen. I'm like,
Yeah, and you know, he's a very fast player, good at multitasking, and a bunch of barracks going up, so we're going to see Bionic-based play. Bionic play, of course, for those of you out here who don't know that, was coined in StarCraft I in Korea. It is going, you know, Marine Medic. And
biological units.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see, Zerg is just droning pretty hard right now.
Yeah, getting
Looks
speed
like
as well.
He does see the expansion over here. So now Zenio is going to have to opt to do some type of strategy here. He can take an expansion here or here but more likely here. It's much safer. And put some spine crawlers, excuse me. Spore spine sun crawlers. Whoop.
Roach just poking the front there. Finally, the layer has started, as well as some more geysers.
Reaper back in the main. Again, unable to do any damage.
No, just
but he can at least scout. Yeah,
I definitely do like that. The Reaper scout into expansion. I really love how MVP hasn't lost yet. A lot of times people try to do a lot of damage, and it doesn't work out.
He might want to keep this Reaper somewhere out here and deny creep jimmers from continuing to move out on the map.
That
as
is
we
actually
just now see here.
That is so true, Tasteless. No one actually does that yet. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, they should definitely keep it around the front of the creep because Zergs aggressively expand that creep nowadays. That is a sign of a good Zerg.
Oh, poor control. Don't know if he would have gotten away either ways.
Yeah, that slow Reaper against Speedlings is auto loss.
Marauder's moving out now. This is interesting.
Yeah.
By the way, Roach is attacking the back over here.
That's right. He may be wanting to walk around and kill those roaches. But he's got to be careful, because if he actually leaves the front of his ramp area and Zenio just keeps making Zerglings, then bam, that's it. The army is gone. And you can't lose an army against Zerg in this game. Zergs are getting too good at this point, where they will just punish you if you go way down in supply.
He does not want to lose his rock here. Losing the rock in the back of the base, that's really going to cause too much. Well, it's not really going to. It just will cause two entrances inside of the base. That means two locations Terran's going to have to defend from. And as you can see, Terran's already struggling with that a little bit here.
And we do have a Spire going up in the main base, so he's going to go for Mutalisks space play. I think that's a really good choice on this map. Well, obviously, always a really good choice against Terran. And here we go, gonna break down those rocks, and MVP stims and goes out. He wants to kill these roaches, get them out of there, and he does quite easily, only having to use one stim, but I don't even know if he really did need that stim. But here come the Zerglings. Luckily for MVP, he's got a bunker up, and the SCV sees these Speedlings coming in. And he's definitely not going to be hurt by this.
No, he can hold this off easily.
Yeah.
Good decision-making by Zenio.
If there was no bunker there, he may have tried to engage or something.
3 creep tumors down here.
Yeah.
Continuing to expand.
Very good play overall. And as you see, 7 Mutalisks are being made. And Burrow being researched. That's not something that we see too often this early in Zerg vs. Terran. I could definitely see Zenio relying a lot on burrowed Banelings. Checking the ramp.
Overlord taken out here. If you want to see a great example of using creep to control the map, check out the game Idra just played in the round of 32, especially the second game. That was really impressive.
Indeed, it was. Now, the Mutalisks, they are flying towards that Expo. Going to see what damage they can get done. And MVP, his Expo, it does have a single missile turret, I believe. Yeah, there it is. So, you know, the Mutas, they'll be able to pick off some if they want, but they'll have to take a lot of damage to do so.
Terran moving out. Expansion exposed.
Really good attack timing here. Baneling's not having speed yet. In fact, he hasn't even started Baneling's speed yet. So that could be a problem. And here he comes in with the Marauders leading. And leaves some units behind.
Baneling timing here. He's got to do the damage with the Banes.
Very nice micro. Taking out the Banelings. Oh my
God.
Already I have chills, Stasis. This is one of the best Terrans I've seen already. Beautiful micro against those Banelings. He will take down this hatchery quite easily from here. And Zenio really should have concentrated on getting Baneling speed.
Yeah, the Banelings were sniped there. I don't know if this Terran army will stay on the map for much longer, but
should be removed pretty quick. In fact, he should be running away, which it seems he is doing. Now, Baneling's speed just started for Zenio. A little bit late, though, because now he's just 2 base versus 2 base for quite some time, and that favors the Terran player.
Terran regroups here in the map. Very nice play. Not overextending himself. A lesser Terran would have kept pushing forward.
That's right.
Burrow
right
Banelings, by the way, here.
Yep. I really like that. You know, you get off a couple burrowed Banelings in the middle of that, Tasteless, and it is gone, basically. A great move, and I think it's something we're going to see more and more of in the future, which is going to force Ravens to come out. You know, it's going to start looking a lot like StarCraft I.
Zenio double expos. He's trying to catch up now.
deciding whether or not he wants to get in there. Time to move out.
Only stimming a small number. Very nice.
Oh, wow.
Not stimming all of them.
Yeah, realizes exactly what's going on. Scans, and oh, look at this. Attacking in now. Bringing the Banes in to take out the SCVs. And Baneling Speed just finishes. Runs away. And pretty decent for both players right there. But he did lose 9 SCVs there. If you take a look at the current counts, we got 42 SCVs against 53 drones. 47 Marines out in the field right now. That is a lot of Marines, Tasteless.
No kidding. MVP moving out again. Zerg going to go in there once again. He wants the Terran Army to turn around. Will MVP bite? No.
And Zenio taking out a lot of Marines. Zenio playing a great game right now. And it looks like MVP has decided to simply attack. Now, he's going to have to make this do a lot of damage because these mutas are doing so much. But if he doesn't bring his mutas home, I don't know how he'll have enough units to stop this attack of MVP.
Scanning, taking out the creep tumors. We don't see that enough here.
That's right.
He could go up the ramp. If he takes out the heart of the base, actually, he could just kill him off.
And those Marines are so clumped up, Tasteless. Let's go back and take a look at that. It looks like the Banelings are getting ready. They have speed. They're on creep. They're going to do well. But notice the Siege Tanks are siege. His Marauders are in front to try to intercept any Banelings. And he is spreading his Marines a lot. This is how you have to do a tank push nowadays. This is beautiful play by I'm MVP.
Brilliant spread here.
And here come the mutas.
No way Banelings can honestly do any damage here. I exceeding MVP just won. As long as he takes out this layer here and the tech buildings behind it.
Banelings are getting ready to go into action. And he should not be hitting Marauders. He needs to go for the Marines. And the mutas also coming in now. Very few units for both players left. And it looks like, will he have enough mutas to take out the rest of these Marines? I'm not sure.
So the medevacs are completely empty.
Yeah. A lot of stimming, a lot of damage.
Here. He is going to get these drones, though.
And more reinforcements coming up for MVP. Really important here. And notice this, just targeting those mutas nonstop. This is the best TvZ I have seen, Tasteless. What a great Terran player.
Talk about epic. Whoops, excuse me. You can see the drones. He's trying to re-drone. He's trying to get an army. Meanwhile, this expansion up and running again. Command center moving out now. He's going to expand to this location. Terran army moving over here to the location with the most drones.
And a lot of Marines coming up. We don't see any Banes anywhere. Wow, it looks like Zenio might be in trouble if he loses this expansion.
You know, this is such a gutsy move here by the Terran. I mean, he went right for the heart. It looks like it's going to pay off unless the Zerg could come up with something amazing. Lifts, not enough damage done there. This layer is alive, but there's not a lot of drones. This is where the most drones are.
And notice right now the supplies. We do have MVP at 110 and Zenio at 78. So, you know, MVP really staying on top of keeping his unit count up, macroing very, very well. Now the third base going down for MVP. And the timing on this is just, it's impeccable, Tasteless. It's like watching a StarCraft I Pro, which this guy actually is.
Yeah, this is so impressive. Zenio is doing a good job, but I don't think he honestly expected the Zerg to, or rather the Terran, to just go right for his main. I mean, that was really decisive decision-making. I'm really impressed with MVP.
Yeah, and I got to say, I'm also very impressed with Zenio. I think his one big mistake was not getting Baneling speed fast. You need to get it very fast against a bionic-based Terran. And I think that was one of his big problems in this game so far. But he's playing a great game. He has to remake that Spire, unfortunately. As we see, he is remaking it. It's almost done. But, you know, he just... his resources aren't so high right now. He doesn't have a great economy.
Another small counterattack here. Not going to do any damage. And this might be it. I think it's going to be very, very, very difficult for the Zerg to hold this.
Oh, but here are some Banes underneath. Can he blow him up? Beautiful explosion, but did not hit all the Marines. There's a lot of Marines left over. A lot of medevacs there for healing. I love the medevac counts, by the way. And here he goes, going up the ramp, running back down, letting the Siege Tanks blow up a lot of Zerglings. But there are a lot of Banes.
Damn, he is so good.
Yeah, notice how he just pulls some Marines up ahead. That way Banes won't do nearly as much damage.
Another attack here from the south.
And from the top, the Banelings do filter in. Marines just running out of there while C-Chain's trying to take out the Banes, spreading everywhere.
Oh my
I'm MVP,
God.
man. He is the MVP in my mind.
Talk about an impressive player.
He even has turrets up and a planetary fortress. This is actually just astoundingly good play. But Zenio has played this game beautifully as well. GG.
GG. Wow. That was very, very impressive.
Yeah. There he is, your winner. I'm MVP from Incredible Miracle. Ex-StarCraft 1 pro gamer. Recently got top 8 in the Star League. There's Zenio. Not too happy with that loss, as you can see. He played actually a really, really good game. I am very impressed with Zenio's improvement from Season 1 to Season 2. It is a very noticeable change, even just from that one game where he lost. I can tell. I'm like, wow, this guy is actually a lot better than we saw last season.
I love that Marine spread.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Brilliant.
Yeah. That's great. That's what Terrans need to start doing. You know, that's it, because Banelings are just too powerful against a clumped up group of Marines. So to see that done just so beautifully by MVP, it shows us how awesome StarCraft 2 is becoming right now. As players get better and better, these new ways to control your units pop up, and it's awesome to see Tasteless. I'm totally stoked for game number 2.
I can't believe his timing attack there in the main. He didn't bite with the counterattack. He goes, well, he's got too many units attacking my expansion. I'll lift, keep the Expo alive, and just go to the main and kill him off. That was really awesome.
His setup there was awesome also. He had his siege tanks spread out enough that they didn't double shoot targets that he didn't want double shot, so he could micro the back ones to hit the Banes as they close. He had the Marauders out in front to take Baneling hits, which actually changed the tide quite a bit. Zenio had them on attack move. He needed to move them past those Marauders because it takes like 1 trillion Banelings to kill one Marauder, Tasteless. So just awesome play all around by both players. I'm very impressed. Jungle Basin can be a hard map for Zerg, as you saw, as everyone at home saw.
So new.
Yeah, it's quite new, but taking that third base can be a little bit difficult. Looks like it's time to start, though. I have so much to say about so many things, but it is time to start this game. Game number 2 on Metalopolis.
Let's get ready. And it's going to be pretty sick. I can't wait to see who's going to win this. We're starting right now. The game is loading. Let's get ready.